Wings Gaming versus Evil Geniuses.
He was here, he knocked out OG. Will he knock down EG in the lower bracket?
They have 4 heroes that deal a lot of spell damage.
Man.
That is, I don't think that's
There's a big sigh of, oh boy.
Guys, I'm just gonna go wings all the way.
And they decide to quickly grab the Alk. Alk has actually had not a win yet on the main stage. I believe he's 0-6 so far.
Wings all the way.
Wings all the way? Good riddance of Alchemist. Dude, I'm sticking with...
You sound so unsure. Like, I want to stay with my boys.
You gotta... Yeah, I'm gonna go with EG.
They even have Shadow Demon on their side. You can even deal
It's
with
EG. They could do what we saw them do at TI. They get knocked down, they come back to CDC and take it home. You know, the Medusa's carrying those items much better than Alchemist during the later stages of the game. That's why I need to hit that timing. And here comes the smoke.
Oh, here we go. EG looking to kick things off with a bit of a bang. Walking into Faith/Beyond. Here we have them. 3 of them beating down. Arrow connects, and EG will get themselves first blood for Fear on the Mirage.
Very good start there. Getting a very important kill and getting Fear off at the start that he wants.
Now, lane-wise, of course, is this EG reading wings? Is this the way they want to play it? They've obviously taken Fear down towards the bottom lane, put him in this tri-lane, and they've left up on the top Universe on the Night Stalker. Is this a lane edge for EG?
I don't think that Huskar is very good in dual lanes in general, or even in a, an aggro try is probably even worse. He's very, very squishy with only 1 armor, and you don't have a lot of points into Inner Vitality and Berserker's Blood to really sustain you in these fights. And it's more Wings understanding that if they do go aggressive on the side of EG, we won't be able to really deal with their heroes. So I think it's a good call to...
SumaiL as well, so the Alk, how do they deal with this Alk as well? Because surely there's going to be a point where SumaiL can just frontline in these fights.
Point
Yeah, these Hawks from Faith/Beyond doing wonders. And Faith, he's out of there. The Hawks have spotted it all.
What a player.
They were saying in the draft how this game, it's going to be all about the Beastmaster Hawks and eventually Universe's Aghanim's Night Stalker. Both teams are going to have very good vision, but of course at the moment, Wings have the edge. He was trying to set up onto Universe to allow Shadow to come in, but Universe already out of there. Zai as well to back him up. Blink actually going to join the push up top. He's now got a point in Stone Gaze. Wings with the 4-man, ready to push in on the side though. iceice taking a bit of a beating from Zai and Universe, but quite enough to stop Wings from moving in up top. And EG looks like they're happy just looking for things elsewhere. Mid lane PPD again, trying to get what he can on the Wyvern. And bottom lane, the pressure being piled on by SumaiL and Fear. Fortification will come out, but it looks like EG will be able to find a tier 1 down bottom. At the same time, Wings looks like they will get the tier 1 in trade as well. Fortification comes out, and in fact, no, EG, they want to try and defend the tier 1 top. So they take the tier 1 bottom, want to make sure the Wings don't get away with this. It looks like they still will. Shadow claims the tower, but EG might be able to fight into this one.
They got Curse.
Moving forward, we'll see how they set this up. 5 blast onto Shadow. Blink get the Stone Gate off. This is going to make it very hard for EG to fight into. SumaiL is frozen up.
There's no damage.
PPD indeed just tickling them at the moment, of course, in this earlier stages. And Wings still deciding that they've got to back the Fire Blast onto Y, Universe, Void onto the Shadow Demon. He'll defensively disrupt himself. Shadow just back in, but the curse is out, holding him in place.
That
Not
stop.
going to be able to get any kills at the moment. The Earth Split onto SumaiL. Oh, and Shadow, they'll get the Alchemist by the looks of it. SumaiL can't get himself out of that one. Shadow, though, still ticks down. The Ignite actually killing the Huskar over time. I mean, this Huskar dying in very strange ways for a man that has a fair bit of magic resistance.
Man, just imagine if Fear was at that fight, that would have been so much better for EG. He threw the Moonlight Shadow out, and it didn't even look like Wings had detection, but they still managed to walk away with a victory there.
I mean, as we were seeing earlier, this Elder Titan, he is doing absolute wonders in these team fights at this stage of the game. Just
those stomps, just on point, like
stomps,
iceice.
splits, iceice.
Between him and Faith/Beyond, these two have done a tremendous amount. Even though Faith/Beyond's died a few times, just the overall vision game he's providing for Wings is doing a lot of work here. Especially with the kind of build that the Alchemist is going. Clearly he wants to be that frontline hero a lot earlier. He's not going for the Radiance build. And with that kind of itemization, you want to be able to control the map, and you want to be, with your team fighting. So, bottom lane here, EG with 2. But there are wards everywhere.
They really are. Wings very well aware of the movements of EG. EG in turn, they'll be aware of the movements of Wings if anyone comes around from the mid. Maybe where EG look to focus their pressure next. Blink on his own for the time being. Few of Wings did TP down to the bottom lane as well. We'll see how heavy EG want to go in on this push. In fact, Wings are going to be the ones to make a play. Smoke up from Y, Faith beyond. Moving out at the same time, the wraparound from EG is looking for the mid lane fight. iceice is going to be the focus of Zai. Universe moving out to the other side. He's fairly beefy. It's going to take a bit of a while to bring him down. And they might not get it because Faith Beyond comes in, chokes the trees. iceice with the stop finally goes down. So EG will get the kill. Looking for Shadow, jumps across onto Zai. Zai, corner brace for PPD. Zai is going to live throughout this one. A defensive disruption onto Shadow. Shadow turns towards the Wyvern. PPD forced back. SumaiL chasing down Huskar, but he can't quite finish off the kill. Shadow getting low. Zai, Fire Blast. They need a start. There they have it. The concoction from SumaiL. They're finding themselves a third kill in this engagement. Fear, Universe, dancing around the back lines.
Everyone's so low.
And it looks like they will get out. Fear jumps away. But again, EG are the ones to come out of these team fights. And it just seems like Shadow on the Huskar is not able to get as much as he would hope done. He is dying every time.
As soon as he goes on a target, you know, there's a cold embrace, and he just gets medallion used on him. He becomes incredibly squishy at this point in the game. You know, having an armlet and an ogre club is all right, but when you don't have any armor, you just get chunked so hard. It's very rough for him during this game. He's really relying on his teammates to be able to back him up, and even with the defensive disruption we saw, it didn't really matter much. Stomp here is going to whiff. But yeah, EG looking really solid here in game number 2 so far.
I mean, Wings now, at this stage, when you're losing fights like that, is it just a case of holding back a little bit? I mean, EG, they're the ones to start these fights. It seems very hard for Wings to react. As you said, just the plays between kind of PPD, you know, dancing around these fights, and SumaiL being able to move in and out with the Armlet, the Solar Crest, and the Chemical Rage regen. It's making it very hard for Wings to get the targets that they look for at the start when the jumping is there from Shadow. And EG, they're coming around from the
Rage
side.
is wearing off.
To fight, the split, it's going to connect onto SumaiL. The cold embrace is there.
Oh, what a curse.
Again, PPD with the save. SumaiL turns around, punches into iceice. iceice just about going to live. They'll get SumaiL with the Stargate side. Coming in, looking to clobber down the other time, but iceice goes for the TP. Zai says no. They'll find a killer return, but Zai pays with his life. Wings the ones to find the successful fight this time round. A great way for them to start, getting SumaiL out of the fight at the beginning and allowing them to follow through. Universe, he's looking for some kind of cleanup kill. He was thinking about going for Faith PR. The presence of Blink and the other will hold him back. Fear, see if he can find anything here. Arrow come out, but Faith only getting blocked by his own creeps into it. Fear can't find the connection.
These fights are just so chaotic between both teams. It feels like Wings, they obviously want to try to 5-man. Oh, dunk here. Fear's going to leap away. But this is something that Faith Beyond's done in the past as well. Like, he likes the Vlad Rush build with his Beastmaster because you're already providing such a strong attack speed aura. There's no reason to not get the armor or the lifesteal on top of it. It's just very nice when you know that you're going to be grouping up as 5 and you really want to try to, you know, boost that Huskar into a position where he's not feeling so weak against like the Solar Crest and the armlet build of SumaiL's Alchemist here.
Ooh. I mean, look at this, yeah, there's this build from SumaiL with the Shadow Blade.
With the Crest as well. It's a very easy Roshan for them to take.
And SumaiL, with that Shadow Blade, is he going to go for very...
Oh man, Wings just barely missed a scan. They thought they were going for a smoke, but now they're coming in. They know what's happening.
They're going to try and contest it here. Split has just come back online. EG taking it down to about third health. Arrow connects onto Shadow there. They can't afford to lose to Huskar at the start of this fight. There's a defensive disruption from Y. Shadow now jumps in onto Fear. Fear leaps away. The Winter's Curse from PPD holding Shadow in place. The Wings still there to help out the Huskar. Turning towards Universe. He's got it back. The Flaming Spear stacking up. Cold Embrace from PPD. Buying Universe some time. Still has a Stone Gaze to stop. Onto Universe. The Stone Gaze comes out. SumaiL going to get frozen here. Universe trying to get back in the pit with the Mystic Snake. Takes it down. SumaiL trying to fight around this. The arrow connects with the Fake beyond the Huskar. Shadow beats into SumaiL. Chasing down from more now. Fear has to leap away with the stop from iceice. Catches down PPD. A third kill for Wings. They win the Rose fight. They'll head straight into the pit.
Free Roshan.
It's absolutely huge for Wings.
Man, their team fight coordination is just off the charts, and Arrow's going to land here, but it does not matter. Wings secure the Aegis for Shadow.
Oh my God, what a fight for them to have there. Everything went right for them. EG They tried to go for the plays. PPD desperately trying to save his team.
Watch what happens here. The stun SumaiL, he really wants to throw it out. He knows that Innocence is coming in for a disruption, but he stuns himself. At this point, they have to use the curse defensively. There's no damage output on Shadow at all. He's able to disengage from the fight, and now all of a sudden Universe is just in his horrible position. This cold embrace onto Universe pretty much sentences him to death, more or less. And you can also see that Faith Beyond gets the roar off at the exact same time as SumaiL, which unfortunately he's facing the Medusa. So all of a sudden there's another disable on him, and he just gets shredded after that point. Amazing team fight coordination coming out from Wings. They're going for the tier 1 here in the bottom lane. And as it stands right now, EG, they just have not had the response in the last couple of fights.
Yeah, and we're just seeing how well the synergy is there between Wings' heroes. You know, having that Elder Totem with the Stomp set up into the Stone Gaze. And even just having like Yora as well, just allowing Blink on the Medusa to chomp through the lineup that little bit easier. 18 minutes in. I mean, Alk, of course, SumaiL, he's top of the net worth, but he's only 1k ahead of Blink's Medusa, and that not necessarily as far ahead as you want to be at this stage of the game, but obviously SumaiL, he's not really going for the farming build, he is going for the fighting build, so you're not going to have that progression as much.
He's 0-3 with the fighting build. Like, with this build, you're supposed to be incredibly tanky, be the frontline hero that your team needs, make heroes squishy with the Acid Spray combination, with the Crest, and just get kills. But it's not working. So because of that, he's being crippled a tremendous amount. This build does not flash farm very well in comparison, obviously, to the Radiance build. So the recovery rate of the Alchemist is going to be slowed dramatically. And in that time, you know, Blink, he's getting closer and closer to that Lincoln Sphere right now. He's only about, you know, 1,300 gold away. I just got to give all the credit in the world to Wings. They are playing this game just unbelievably well.
They are playing like a team that certainly deserves a spot in the grand finals here at TI6. Wings ready for looking for another fight, immediately just jumping onto side. They'll take Ogre. Nothing else to come of this one. A free kill nonetheless, and with a man down, Wings could look to put pressure on elsewhere, onto the side of EG. Ready to go down the mid lane at the same time. I mean, you could see him Blink on Medusa just forcing up on the top lane. They'll try and jump into him, but Wings, they're moving over. The arrow's going to miss. Blink tanking this all up. He's got a Stone Gate available.
Oh,
EG can't kill him off here. They'll see now if Wings can close back in onto this. Universe, Fear, and SumaiL being split apart behind the tower. They have to scatter as Wings come in full force. Fear continuing the plays from last game, just cutting the creep wave, making sure that Wings can't get a push on here on the top lane. But Wings, they'll quickly just turn their attention towards the mid. Big iron pickups coming out. Blink with the Lincoln Sphere dump, making it even harder, of course, for EG to react to this Medusa. We saw them where Blink could go out on his own and they just can't kill him unless they have the full side of EG ready to fight. And mid lane Wings, they'll take a tier 2. EG unable to stop this play from happening. As EG need to kind of regather and regroup themselves and come up with a game plan. We can see that the Universe pretty much has the Aghanims done. I mean, how much is this going to change the team fights having the Axe on the Night Stalker?
Having the extra damage output could be enough to actually result in a kill. And that's really the thing that they're struggling with the most. It's like they go on one hero, gets disrupted, Fear, going for the leap TP. Looks like he'll be fine, but the Mirana Eggs also does something else, where if you look at Wings' lineup, they're not really the greatest at pushing out waves until Medusa starts to get, you know, crazy amounts of farm and split shot, and obviously the Mystic Snake will be able to push out waves. So you can maybe look to that and say they can split up the map a bit, EG, and force Wings around, and not be able to just get to the base and start looking to siege, because once they get there, you know, that Beastmaster Vlad's plus Inner Beast is great.
Axe on Fear, Axe on Universe. Let's see how this changes the tide of the fight. As EG looking to lead in with the Moonlight Shadow. See, they can focus first. Shadow Demon's incredibly pesky, but it's going to be the concoction onto Shadow. I've lost onto Faith Beyond. Arrow connects onto the Huskar as well, but Blink, he's there with the Stone Gate so that IEG can't jump in onto Shadow. The Earth Splitter coming through is going to land onto PPD. The corner breaks is going to keep it alive for the time being, but Shadow will just start to stack up the Burning Spears, so PPD will go down. Just a 1-for-1 at the moment. EG still keeping their distance away from Wings. Wings have a roar still. And of course, Huskar ever ready with the jumps. If EG decides to come back in, Universe has got to be careful. Of course, he's got Gem. Can't afford to lose that. SumaiL going in onto Shadow. Solo Chris down as well. Do they have the damage with the tower coming in? They'll take him. He's got Aegis. He's going to be back for round 2. Roar from Faith Beyond onto Fear. Marauder. Can he get out? He does. Fear jumps down, keeps himself alive. iceice taken down at EG. They're turning this one. Fear does still fall. SumaiL needs to kill Shadow, but he can't. The Huskar looks to be too strong at this stage for the remaining members of EG to deal with on this top lane as Wings take a tier 2, and Shadow will be very happy to jump on either Zai or Universe if they come too close for comfort. Wings ready to push in on this top lane. EG with just 3 men alive. Let's see how they can stop this. PPD coming forward. Shadow. The spear down. Forces him back. Wings. To make sure they don't throw this one away up on this push. Link's rather low on mana. Good low in the tank.
Oh, good curse.
Okay, that's a free kill there. Unless the Shadow Demon Disruption comes out. Faith behind it.
Oh, Zai's going too deep.
Zai! Total visions onto the Beastmaster. Pays with his life. PPD in the tree line. Taken down as well. Wings! Baiting EG out. Taking them down. An Arrow Connection of Fear onto Blink. It's going to be buyback from PPD. EG, they need to do something big here. Looking to the Shadow Demon, but Innocence, he's not going to fall. Blink onto Fear. EG are crumbling on this top lane. SumaiL from
Good
the
game.
They tap out 23 minutes in. EG call it a Wings are your first grand finalists here at TI6. Taking down EG in the upper bracket finals 2-0 in absolutely incredible fashion.
Unbelievable.
Continuously saving heroes with the disruptions.
Yeah, Innocence had an absolutely standout game. There were so many times where I feel like EG were so close to being able to take a team fight, but they were just not quite getting enough damage out. Like the Roshan pit fight to me is where the game really started to turn around. They go in, they have to use the defensive Winter's Curse. The fight was very disjointed for EG, and after that point,